Hello, Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. And we were doing this early. Elimination Chamber and Battle in the Valley are pretty much the same day, so...
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, this should be a good show. It is in San Jose, California, as I've mentioned before.
Yeah. It's funny because we were calling it Battle of the Valley, and it's Battle in the Valley. And yes, it is emanating from San Jose, California. So, again, the Valley, California. Yeah.
I mean, last year was a really good show.
Right.
And so, I mean, this year you're going to have pretty much the same thing, except some better matches. It looks like the card is stacked. You're going to have the debut of Mercedes Moné, and that should be fun too, because I mean, as much as the Sasha Banks character was, I guess, alright for what it was, I think this character, being in Japan at least, should be a lot more vulgar or something along those lines.
A lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
And physical. And, I do remember her talking about when she was on the Broken Skull sessions, when she initially came back from her mental break, if you will.
Yeah.
Getting herself back in the right frame of mind mentally. She went to Japan and was there for a little while, just like on vacation, and then spent some time training with Meiko Satomura, and she had always wanted to compete in Japan. It was like a bucket list goal of hers, or like a childhood dream of hers, whatever. And now that she is now in Japan and competing with New Japan, she gets to fulfill that goal, if you will. Now, I know we have talked about her departure from WWE, and, the way she went about it may not have been, best for business, so to speak. But then again, when you look back at, when she left after WrestleMania 32?
Yeah.
And that...
Oh, wait, no. WrestleMania 38.
Fuck no, it was before that.
Yeah, 37.
It was fucking when, it was after her and Bayley
Oh, yeah, the first time.
defended the women's tag titles at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. That is true. And then I just watched a recent video, and basically she had another breakdown talking about being in Japan and how some Mercedes has some issues. I have no idea what's going on with her at this point in time. But I think this one in New Japan is going to be good for her.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens, but here we go.
Alex Coughlin versus J.R. Kratos, I want to say.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever, I want to say that Kratos is Frankie the Mobster.
I think so, yeah.
So, we're obviously very familiar with him with Smash Wrestling.
Yes.
And a lot of other places. This is going to be a good match. I don't know much about the other guy, but obviously I think Kratos is going to squash him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. He looks like one of the baddest motherfuckers in professional wrestling nowadays, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kratos.
I mean, not having much knowledge of Alex, I'd say, yeah, JR is going to squash him. It'll be a squash match, maybe.
Oh yeah, I don't see it last more than a few minutes.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. We have Red Dragon's Bobby Fish versus David Finlay.
Yeah.
Now, these two guys, like you see David as the IWGP Tag Team Champion with Juice Robinson. He's, of course, the son of Fit Finlay.
Yes.
And you look at what he's been doing in the last couple years, being in New Japan, Impact Wrestling, where else, wherever. Bobby Fish, we know him as Red Dragon, also wrestling in Japan.
Yes.
We have Ring of Honor, AEW, of course. I'm not quite sure what Red Dragon's future is now.
Yeah.
However, Bobby did make an appearance in Impact Wrestling last year at some point. I think it was Victory Road.
I believe so, yeah.
So, this is going to be a good match. I mean, to pick a winner is hard because these two guys are very unique in the ring.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, David has that, stiff style. Bobby, of course, adopted the style. Well, he kind of had that style to begin with.
Yeah.
But Japan, I think, was his, really defining that style, and then he used it for a number of years. Even today, he still uses it. So, you know it's going to be a physical match.
Yeah.
And a hard-hitting match. As far as who's going to win, literally, you could go either way, honestly.
And that's the thing, right? Because, like I said, both unique styles. Have Bobby as a tag team wrestler. Actually, so is Dave. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be a hell of a match for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. A 8-man tag match featuring Mascara Dorada, The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, Rocky Romero, Kushida, Volador Jr., Adrian Quest.
This is Kevin Knight and DCC, I can't fucking... DCK.
DCK.
Yeah, then they came out in Wrestle Kingdom, helping out Will Ospreay. So, they're back together.
Wait, DCK? Was that TJP?
Oh, yeah.
Don't know the other guy's name, but yeah. Well, it's funny because it was a while ago I saw TJP in New Japan.
Yeah.
But at the time, I think he was a member of the Bullet Club.
Oh.
And now he's, I guess, a member of the United Empire.
That's right.
And I believe TJ Perkins and his partner are right now, I think they're IWGP, I think Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions right now.
Yeah. So this should be a good match. You got the Best of Impact, New Japan, Mexico. Yeah, I guess you could say AAA.
I suppose, yeah.
But, it's going to be a good match for sure. And a lot of talent there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Kushida, Rocky Romero, Josh Alexander, Mascara Dorada, I'm fairly familiar with. Volador Jr., familiar with him as well.
Yeah.
Kevin Knight and Adrian Quest, not too familiar with those guys.
Yeah, I know Adrian Quest's name, but if I've seen a match with him, I'm not quite sure.
Right.
Honestly, so... Yeah, it's gonna be a good match, but to pick a winner, I can't really say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any one of those teams could win. I mean, I'm sure it'd be a really good match, but like, who do you pick? I mean, really, yeah, a toss-up as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Now we have the strong open weight take team titles. We've got the Motor City Machine Guns versus West Coast Wrecking Crew.
The West Coast Wrecking Crew.
I can't remember who was on that team for some reason.
Yeah.
But I'll see it when well, obviously, whatever.
Look them up, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Motor City Machine Guns are a great tag team in Impact Wrestling.
One of the most recognized tag teams.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor. I honestly wish they would have had a good run in WWE, but I mean, Alex Shelley did a few matches in NXT.
Him and Kushida had a match in NXT.
That's right.
Time Splitters.
Yep. So it would have been cool to see that. Unfortunately, things happen. I honestly think they're gonna win this match, though.
Machine Guns more than likely.
So nothing to take away from the West Coast Wrecking Crew. I'm sure I've seen them wrestle before. It just
Probably.
yeah, but there it is.
It's one of those things where like you're thinking about it, like, who the hell are these guys? And then when you see them, like, oh fuck yeah, I know who those guys are now.
Yeah.
Can't quite put your finger on it at the time, and then when you see them, like, oh yeah, those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely, Motor City Machine Guns are gonna win.
Nice. So we have another mouth-watering match. The strong open weight title. You have Fred Rosser versus Kenta.
Now, if Red Rosser was Darren Young, and, you know, we all know about him and WWE, and then, you know, Kenta. Oof.
I mean, when Kenta first came to NXT, I was like, finally, we're getting somebody. It's almost like the first of Forbidden Door.
Kinda, yeah.
Because Kenta was coming in, but of course, because it was WWE and Vince McMahon's WWE at that time, you know, Ateo Atami, which is a Japanese word for, I don't even fucking know, I can't remember.
Yeah.
That being said, he didn't have a very good run in the company. Unfortunately, I didn't think so. So going back to Japan, I thought was much better for him. I mean, he knew what he was doing. And, you know, that was home. So, I mean, him being back was awesome. So, this match is going to be cool. Because, yeah, both guys in WWE, Fred, of course, longer than Kenta, you know, and former WWE Tag Team Champion, I think, with Titus O'Neil. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't think the primetime players ever held gold.
That sucks. But anyways, we're not even going to go with Val Backlund's storyline. But this, yeah, I think this is going to be a really good match. I mean, Fred, I really was impressive last year when I found out that he was wrestling in Japan. Like, recognizing him and going, oh, there you go, Darren Young. So, I'm going to go with Kenta just because here's a guy that was very fast in the ring. I don't know what his style is, but it's probably more or less the same. But yeah, I'm going to go with Kenta.
The whole thing with him in NXT was his run was going well, and then he got injured.
Yeah, that's true.
If he hadn't gotten injured, I think it would have went better.
I mean, his matches with Chris Hero was really good.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, if ever there's a chance where he could come back to WWE, make a comeback, if you will, that would be cool.
Yeah.
You know, even Fred. I think Fred coming back would be very awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I'll take Fred.
Okay. So now we go for this match. We've got Eddie Kingston versus Jay White.
Wait for Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, we all know his style. He's just like, you know, he's Japanese influenced, but he's more of like the brawling style.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jay White, well, you know,
The Switchblade.
yeah, if you watched any of his matches in Japan, or the few matches he had in Impact, you know, he's a hell of a talent, so this match will be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a barn burner for sure. I mean, both very talented wrestlers. I got Eddie Kingston, who, yeah, like Kyle said, very influenced in Japan, like Japanese wrestling style. You saw a lot of his matches with Chris Jericho, John Moxley, obviously. This guy can fucking go. Even his run in TNA Impact was good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you know what? This is going to be a good match. I know Jay's been in New Japan for the longest.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. I am a huge fan of Eddie Kingston, so I'm going to pick him.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a physical match, hands down. I'll take Kingston as well.
Alright.
And, you know, with Eddie's idols, you could say, being Misawa.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can see when he wrestles a lot of the influence from Misawa.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, those machine gun chops.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Now we go on to a filthy rules match with Tom Lawler and Homicide, of course.
Yeah.
Filthy Tom Lawler, filthy rules match. I'm sure it'll be along the lines of, like, you know, a no disqualification match, but like, well, yeah, no disqualification. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Lawler's a good wrestler. Obviously very familiar with Homicide.
Yes.
The guy's been wrestling for over 20 years. Probably 30 years, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Like, he spent a number of years in TNA as a member of LAX with Hernandez.
Yep.
And so, he did that for a number of years. I think he spent a little bit of time with the NWA.
Yes.
And I'm not sure where he wrestles nowadays.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Tom Lawler, I mean, I know of him from, like, watching UFC.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because, like, he isn't in, like, any of the big league promotions, if you will. Like, he may wrestle independently or have his own organ. I don't know.
Yeah. So, that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say Homicide's gonna win.
More than likely.
I mean, Tom Lawler's a badass motherfucker himself. I actually forgot for a second that he was in Ultimate Fighting.
Yeah, he was a fighter.
So, yeah, it's still gonna be physical as fuck. And yeah, like I said, well, you know my pick.
Like, as bad of a motherfucker Tom Lawler is, this style of match, and it's like no disqualification, or something along those lines, that's right up Homicide's alley.
Yeah.
So, more than likely Homicide's gonna win.
Yeah. So now we got the IWGP World Television Championship. We got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Clark Connors.
Yeah.
And we're both very familiar with Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes.
Clark Connors last year at Battle in the Valley, so this match is going to be interesting. I mean, Zack is a very charismatic wrestler, and holding the British Championship I thought was cool.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this is going to be a very good match too, and I know that Zack is going to beat the shit out of Connors, I'm sure.
More than likely.
I mean, Clark is a good wrestler, but my money is going to be on Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we may have seen Clark Connors once,
Yeah.
maybe twice. I do believe he had a match. I don't remember if it was like a singles match, or like a four-way of some kind, or whatever, in AEW.
Right, yes.
So, a little bit familiar with Clark Connors, but like way more familiar with ZSJ.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so yes, now we have the IWGP Women's Championship match. We got the champion, Kyrie,
Yeah.
formerly Kyrie Sane, in NXT, Monday Night Raw, partnered with Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors. You all know that shit.
Stardom.
Stardom, taking on the fairly recently debuted Wrestle Kingdom Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
This would be her in-ring debut. Sasha Banks. All know that history, so both of these women came from WWE. They both started in NXT.
Yep.
Both made it onto the main roster. Both have held championships. Mercedes held considerably more championships than Kyrie.
Yeah.
But, needless to say, they're both, well-traveled
Yeah.
to many championships. And so, this match, I think is going to be a good one. Hopefully, between Wrestle Kingdom and now, Mercedes worked on that finisher, because I watched it. It wasn't terrible, but it's like, ooh, that was ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't very impressive at all, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you debut in a company, you can pull off a move that's kind of the shits. I think that she'll perfect it through time,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a very good match. Obviously, Kylie has been the champion for a long time now, so,
About a month or so.
yeah. I honestly don't see Mercedes win it.
No.
Not right now.
No.
When you just debut in a match, you shouldn't get the title right away, in my opinion. But you never know. She has taken another hiatus from wrestling. And it's kind of funny because I didn't think she'd ever go back into the company. Or wrestling in general.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where Trinity Fatu is going to end up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, honestly, Kyrie's going to win.
I'm quite sure Kyrie's going to win as well. And it's funny how, I think Matt and I talked about this, but like, when Mercedes made her debut in the match, after the match that Kyrie had at Wrestle Kingdom against, I don't remember who the fuck it was, but like, people were so disappointed in the crowd reaction, and it's like, that's how Japanese fans are. They're very monotone.
Yeah, they're very, that's exactly it. And I'm not quite sure if it's because it's a communist country, although that's what I've heard. They're very strict in that kind of environment. So
It may not even necessarily be the fact that it's a communist country. It may just be one of those things where it's like, you know, they have that respect for the athletes, for the performers, for the matches. And yes, they will applaud. Yes, they may cheer for, you know, whoever their favorite is. But they are much more conserved, if you will,
yeah,
than in North America. So this match taking place in San Jose, it'll be a much different atmosphere than when she debuted in Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom.
oh yeah, for sure.
So
And like I said to Kyle before, it's in San Jose.
yes,
And who's from San Jose?
Bailey.
So we all know that Mercedes and Pam are besties.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's gonna be in the audience.
very well, very likely could be, yes.
So I mean,
If her schedule is busy and she isn't doing anything.
yeah, because I don't know what the times are for Elimination Chamber and Battle in the Valley, so it's only a wait and see. I mean, there's obviously been pictures out on Instagram and Mercedes' page of her and Pam. Well, yeah, because she did make the trip to Japan at some point, so
I don't think Bailey has a match
oh,
at Elimination Chamber.
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
So it'll be a surprise. I think that's gonna be cool though, because I mean, with Triple H in power, it's, you know, the possibilities that are gonna be endless. You could have WWE have the forbidden door, if you will, and show up in the audience or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty fucking cool. But only time will tell to see if the role models will have a reunion. I don't know.
Role models. The Boston Hug connection.
The Boston Hub connection, yeah.
Like Bailey at the time was calling herself the role model,
Yes.
and Sasha was with the Blueprint, I think. She was calling herself at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a good match. And I can't wait.
Yeah. This next match will be a very good match, I know it.
Yeah. Because we have the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, the Rainmaker versus 1 in 100, 1 of 100, whatever. Yeah, Okada and Tanahashi. Now, I do believe both of these men have had matches previously. I'm quite sure they do have a history together.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, and like they've had really good matches against each other. You would expect nothing less
No,
in
I
this
don't know.
match.
It's gonna be an awesome match. Both these guys. I mean, when I first saw Hiroshi, I was like, fuck, this guy is quite possibly one of the most charismatic wrestlers. And I called him, at one point, the Japanese Chris Jericho.
Right.
You know, because he had that rock star quality.
Mm-hmm.
He did have a match where it came out with Marty Friedman playing him to the ring.
Yes.
He has one of the best high fly flows in Japan.
Basically the only one that uses it.
That's true as well. You know, Kazuchika definitely has been one of the best wrestlers in New Japan. I want to say Grand Slam, or, well, Triple Crown, but I'm not quite sure on that.
Yeah.
But I think this match can go either way.
Mm.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a good match. I'm not sure where they are record-wise against each other. Like, are they even? Does Okada have one up on Tanahashi, is it the other way around? Not sure. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
As far as who's gonna win, I mean, you know, heck him. 50-50 shot.
50-50 shot. Yeah, roll the dice.
Yeah.
Because who fucking knows. But, anyways, I'm not quite sure how Elimination Chamber is gonna work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We might fucking have to do that at my place.
More than likely.
Well, fine, I'll figure that out. Anyway, so this is going to be a good show. As I just mentioned a second ago, Elimination Chamber. Now, it was today, I believe, that Impact has no surrender. I think. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that today, so anyways. Yeah, this wasn't as bad as I thought, but obviously could have been better, but whatever. This is going to be a hell of a show, and as I mentioned in the last video, it is going to be the season premiere of Wheels of Fury, so check that out, and that will be Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So, for me and Matt, this is Killer Kyle, and we will talk to you fairly soon.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Peace out.